We are absolutely so excited to finally be announcing that we're doing a monthly newsletter out to everyone to be able to keep their focus on the concepts and the principles of the FLY model. Imagine if you just took 10 or 10 minutes, however long it takes you to read this letter, watch this video, how much of a difference that could make in your month. If you're able to keep your focus on these concepts and these ideas, how much of an impact could that have on your goals, and your goals meaning your future and best ultimate life?
Yeah, because this newsletter is going to be kind of like the connection and the time to get your calendar out and see what things are going on and what you can participate in. And so we want to make sure that everybody's aware, and we're going to talk a little bit here about the importance of like getting together in person, because there's a lot of research behind it that is really backing up this idea that, as you guys all know, that technology is really making a shift in how our brain is developing and how it's experiencing. And there's a lot of research out there showing us now that we are really having what some call kind of a epidemic of loneliness, where we think that we are connecting with people, but it's not the whole picture. As a matter of fact, one researcher called social media and technology our junk food of relationships. It's actually
And
the bad version of relationships that's leaving out things.
And even take a moment right now just to stop and analyze and kind of think about the relationships that you have in your life right now. And think about the relationships you have on social media, relationships you have during Zoom meetings or calls, and the relationships that you have in person, and the difference that might be between those and the impact that it could be having on your relationships.
Yeah, because I recently saw a report that showed that 30% is the new number. 30% down in people that have a close friend, people dating, actual marriage, having sex, like someone that they can just talk to at the moment's notice. Like it's down by 30%. That's almost a third. That's crazy, the amount that we're experiencing because of technology and because of social media. And so this year for 2024, one of our focuses is going to be to create this community that can help and serve one another, but also get together, like be together. We want to teach our children by example to get out and connect with people. And so we not only are creating some of our own events, but we're also going to be announcing other events that we're either speaking at, attending, or just encouraging you to consider, to look at, to make adjustments in your life. Because I know that what we're doing is we're trying to be effective and efficient and get tons and tons done. We're like at a we're in this, we're addicted to this achievement mode of just getting tons and tons. And it seems more efficient to, connect with all your relatives and friends on social media, find out all the things they're doing real quick on your own by yourself, so that you know those things and then just move on, because you feel like knowing them is that progress, that feeling that the relationship is moving forward. And it really isn't. The research is in around this, and that we're leaving parts of this off. It's like you said, the junk food of our relationships. And so putting that aside and leaving it out so that you can have a real experience, and then putting things other things you might feel like are important to the side, so that you can take time to go meet with people in person, both your family, friends, new relationships, going out and recognizing that just a matter of fact, I read a long time ago that there was a research study that showed that one of the biggest biomarkers or markers to someone's longevity and mental health through their later years in life was how many people they connected with on a daily basis. And this is just a huge thing. There's so much more going on. And as many of you know that are in the program, that these chemical experiences when we get together with people are so profoundly important to that mental health of our brain. Because depression rates are up. In the United States right now, 28% of people are experiencing symptoms of clinical depression. 28%. That's almost that 30% again. And it's on the rise, because this is three times what it was only years ago. And so it is really taking over. And then, of course, we have AI coming into the picture. And AI is going to amplify this by numbers I don't think we can comprehend. And so learning to put yourself in a situation where you can be with people, like plan your life around having time off of your phone, away from all this technology and with people in real person. And then what the model really does is helps you to have healthy versions of those interactions. Because the thing that's happened is that our parents have taught this safetyism. Parents are teaching their kids to be so safe. They don't want to take risk. Now they're just staying on their social media where it's safe, and they're hiding behind the screen of their reality. And so, being able to teach our children that there's a really healthy, happy, exciting version of relationships, and that is this high level reward that's much greater than the time that they're spending on on technology, whether it's entertainment and social media or video gaming or whatever. We talk about
And we
social
even
media. I
talk
just want
about this being, this synthetic happiness, right? This fake sense of having all these relationships. And even think about social media as, let's say you're scrolling on Instagram or Facebook and you're seeing all these people, and we have 1,100 friends or whatever it is. And we're like, oh my gosh, like I know these people and I have all these relationships. And just thinking about the quality of those relationships that you have on social media, like something that I've recently been doing is as I go through my Instagram, I try to unfollow people constantly because I think in my head, would I actually talk to this person if I saw them in person? And I'm like, I probably wouldn't even care to talk to them. So why am I taking time out of every single day of my life to think about what's going on in their life if I'm not even going to reach out and call them on the phone or talk to them or meet up with them, right? So it's giving us this false sense that we have a lot of relationships, but in reality, we might have a lot of fake or not high of quality or not as much fulfillment in these relationships. And so it's the idea of having quality relationships versus more relationships, but lower quality, right? Or being fulfilled in these relationships. And so we are getting this fake fulfillment through having so many, right? And it's not involving the actual eye contact with someone or the oxytocin that you get when you're, talking to somebody or touching them or hugging them, or there's so many of these benefits that we seem to be overlooking because of the efficiency that a Zoom call can make in our life. And imagine if you have a whole day full of Zoom calls, right? That can get really lonely and unhealthy.
Or even worse, just social media interactions, right? That are not even a Zoom call. They don't even have video. They don't even have your tones of voice. All they have is, text messages. Oftentimes people are just texting back and forth. How many times do you want to communicate something to somebody and you think, oh, it'll just be really fast just to shoot them a quick text? And then how long does that go? When's the last time you spoke in person or even on the phone with a close relative or a close friend? Do you start thinking
And
about
something
through the
else
people?
that I've realized as I have been calling people on the phone more, I pay attention to how long it takes me to have a certain conversation with somebody. And I might be talking on the phone with my dad, and I'm like, oh, I feel like this is taking so much time, and like, let's just end this call kind of thing. And then after the call, I look at my phone, and it was only like 5 minutes. So in my head, I had this idea, this false idea of like how much time it was taking to express something to someone, or even those little moments of saying thank you or expressing gratitude to someone. How long would that take if you did that on all of your phone calls, right? 10 seconds of just expressing that gratitude. I mean, is that worth the 10 seconds? Probably. And so being able to stop and analyze, how much time is this really taking? Because in our head, I think we have a false sense of time where we're like, oh, just stop talking. I need to move on to the next thing or whatever it is. And it's like, that only took 4 minutes of my day. And was that worth it? Right. So taking a moment to stop throughout your day and analyze the interactions that you're having with people, because that could skyrocket your relationships and your fulfillment in those relationships to a whole new level. And especially, like Dad was saying before, being able to apply the fly model in these, because everyone's so afraid of all these relationships because of your own limiting beliefs, right? People who say, oh, I'm totally introverted, I don't like being around people or whatever. Most of the time, it's because they have fears around those interactions with people. So being able to tune in to what's going on inside of you and work through those things could completely change the way that you view this.
Yeah, and I want to add one little part to this whole social media. One thing that we tend to leave out a lot of times is gaming, because gaming, they're doing their social interactions through their gaming, so they have other people on the other side that they're interacting with, and it's a very strange relationship. Now, sometimes they have their friends on there, and that's one thing, but they're still missing a whole lot of that experience by just having their friend talking while they're gaming. But then there's a whole nother level of where they're interacting with people that they've never seen, will never see again, and they have no regard for where it goes or what even matters about it. And so I just kind of wanted to throw that into that whole mix of, our experience, because some of the biggest, most alarming rates of unhealthy behaviors is in the young men, and the failure to launch, and kids that are still in the basements of their parents just staying safe down there while they just game away all day, and TikTok, and just viewing entertaining things and thinking they're connecting with people and with the world. But it's the junk food version of it, right? So when we eat junk food, you think about that, it's missing the nutrition, right? You have an experience, it's giving you energy, but it's missing the nutrition. It's missing the holistic part of what you need when you're eating. It's the same thing with relationships. We're missing the holistic. We're missing some of the chemicals. We're missing some of the things that relate to getting that connection with people in relationship.
And a huge part that we're trying to engage people, right? Like with our Facebook groups, having a community where people can engage first online, but then leading them to these events or leading them to relationships so that they can actually get to know each other, right? It's like adding on to what we're doing digitally, it adds to what we're doing in person. And so as you comment in the Facebook groups and talk to each other and interact with people, you can say, hey, let's go to this event together, whatnot. And we've been seeing this happen with our facilitators and people going through the flight program. And it has been really cool to really show these relationships grow, because ultimately our vision is to grow this community. Being able to have live events where you're surrounded by like-minded people is our ultimate, dream, right? So we really want to encourage that. And so we're excited to announce some of our events that are going on. And in this newsletter, there's more details about those. But we're having a facilitator course for those who have already been through the FLY program in March. And that is really cool because we'll actually be in person, physically in the same room, interacting and doing different activities like cold dips that you can't do online, right? You're physically putting yourself in cold water. Right? It just makes sense. So, and we'll also be announcing our future
I
group
just want
sessions
to
and different things.
I just wanted to add to that with the facilitator program and becoming a facilitator. Like, that's another way to just get connected with people and really go deep in relationships. Like, you're going deep into the psychology of their and your background as you go through it with people. And this last, the event itself is a 3-day experience where we, really go into some really cool and deep things. And we see some massive changes in people, and everybody gets to have an incredible experience. But it's only part of that of the training. The training can start now, and you can start doing things now. But not to spend too much time on that. But that's just another one of those ways to just kind of set up your life to have more of those personal and one-on-one, face-to-face even relationships, and to
And so
build
we're
from there, because
definitely
we
working,
hear.
yeah. We're definitely working towards being able to have these live events. And uh, I totally forgot what I was about to say about the live event. Oh, and so as we have these live events and as we have these different things going on that we can really create deep, fulfilling relationships with one another, we want to encourage I'm gonna have to edit this part.
No,
I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
we're not. We're not
Oh, the
editing.
action.
We're
The
not
action.
editing. Keep.
Okay. I want to talk about the action. So that is one big action that you can take, is looking up these events, going on our website and being able to attend these events. And even we're going to start posting events that we're going to be speaking at or having a booth at. I know in the past we've just had fly events usually on our website. And so we really want to encourage people to be able to interact with others that are not only in the fly program, but other areas as well. And so with that action, we also want to challenge you to analyze your relationships currently. Analyze the amount of time that you're spending on social media. Analyze the amount of time that you're, video games or Zoom calls or all these different areas in your life that are digital, and question yourself, what are the benefits of having more in-person meetings, right? Is it just because you don't want to drive a half hour to have the Zoom meeting in person, right? Is there a trade-off there that you can analyze and change for the better? So that's something we want to really help you to really change after watching this video, because taking action is what's really going to have an impact on your life and really going to change you.
Yeah, and we'll also be announcing events that maybe we are not even speaking at or anything, things that are related to mental health and wellness and self-improvement and what's it called? Getting to other people, networking events, things where you can, meet other people who want to meet other people and that are out there in the same space, like wanting those kind of things. So we just want to encourage that with everybody. And so we're also asking that you guys also respond to us and share with us events that you're aware of. If there's a suicide awareness event or a mental wellness or whatever, or relationship things or any of those things, we would love to know about them, especially if it's early enough for us to actually attend and maybe even speak or have a booth. We'd love that. Our facilitators are all looking for things like that to do, and we want to create more of it. And we have a lot of things in the works in our minds trying to make more of this happen. And so we are really excited to be moving into this next year with this emphasis, and yeah, just really, really excited for everybody. Is there anything else you wanted to add to this at the end, Mikkel?
Just to reiterate our excitement of being able to really create this community where you are talking in a different language that most people don't understand. And so sometimes we get really frustrated in our own families or our own relationships, not being able to quite get to that point. And it's a work in progress, right? We're going through our limiting beliefs and we're changing and we're becoming it better. But sometimes it's just nice to go to an event and talk to all these people that think like you and are really enthusiastic and have, similar visions and similar dreams. And we love that. That's our passion. And so we hope to be able to see you at our future events.
Yeah, and we think really big. So those of you who are out of state and maybe aren't here, in the close enough to do some of those events, we encourage you to come in if it's a big event, fly in or whatever. But also consider the fact that the part you might play in your location to get this going and to get things rolling. And becoming a facilitator is one way to really help with that. But any effort you want to put into your location, sharing this model and what we do and getting more people through the program so they can all join you in that is even better. So think big, think outside the box, think, we gotta beat AI to this so that we can make things work in a way to our advantage instead of being at the mercy of the people who are controlling the stuff that's being presented to us. So thank you so much, everyone. We love you all, and we are so excited to see you in an event and to be a part of your lives. If you haven't done our program yet, keep thinking about it and look into it. Ask questions. Do whatever you need to get over any fears that keep you from having the life that you want. So we love you all and wish you the best.